again, I would like to repeat here, based on my experience, actually the best practice is to follow some best model. For example, I become a researcher, so I follow the best model around the world in my area. For example, I'm working in the area of energy, heat transfer, exergy, thermodynamic analysis. So in my case, I see who are the best in the world. For example, Professor Ibrahim Dinsar, he's in Canada. So I see he's the #1 in our area. So I see where he published, what he published. So this is one model. Another model is, for example, I also follow one of the professor in Turkey, Professor Arif Hebbasli. So I see where he published, what he published, what's the content, and some of his papers also I dig out. Why their papers are Q1, why their papers are highly cited. So these are the things also I do the homework. Similarly, I also suggest you to download some of the very high quality papers in top ranking journals, those which are really very good, the best model, and then you read them again and again, and you follow them, and this probably will give you the guidelines. So similarly, when I was writing my master's thesis, so when I submitted to my supervisor, so basically my supervisor was very, very unhappy because it was not well written. So then I was struggling how to find a best model, how to compare my work is up to the level. Then basically I started to download few North American good quality thesis. And that's how I compare my work with the North American high quality thesis. Those are available in ProQuest. And this is how also I improve my writing. And so when I submitted by the revised version, better version, so my supervisor was happy. So what I would like to highlight here, so always try to find the best model that will guide you to write a better quality of paper. So here is a limited time. I cannot share each and every aspect of my practice experience here. So some of the things I'm sharing here, some of the things you need to learn. What I feel is that the learning by doing is basically the best practice, and self-motivation is the best motivation. So literature review, as you have to search, you have to find, you have to collect. So this is systematically process your papers. So search them, list them, learn them, write them. So this is I have taken from some sources to make it in a systematic way. Tell readers what your paper is all about. Title of the manuscript needs to be short and relevant to the subject matter. So this is also one of the important things when I write a review paper. That is what I call a strategic review paper, actually, that reflects something, some unique features in the title that basically will entice the potential readers to read the title, read the abstract, and go into the deeper and deeper. Attract the reader's attention, general, broad, because this is a review paper. It should not be too specific. It should be for a broader audience, larger audience. As you know, the science and nature is basically, it addresses the larger audience, broader audience. So that's why the science and nature papers are highly cited. But you know, the rejection rate is 93–95%. Whereas if we can write a very strategic review paper, as you have seen, they are also cited heavily. So that's why the topics should be broad, a bit general, and not too specific. So that's why when we write the original paper, it's something very specific. So that's why they are not cited much in some cases. So it should avoid jargon and abbreviation also. In title, normally these are discouraged if there are jargon, abbreviation, mathematical things. Basically, this only understood by those who are in those areas and who wrote the paper. So these are the things to entice, to write an attractive titles. These are some of the titles. As you can see, these are general, and some of the keyword, when we put this global, basically this is addressing many other countries' best practice experiences. At the same time, we also address our local issues as well. For example, in some sections, I will address Malaysian scenario along with the global scenario. So these are some of the key terms basically will entice more potential readers. So this is also based on my own homework. I found that these are the ways to entice the potential readers. So the biodiesel production, this is a review of solar photovoltaic technologies, progress and recent trends in biodiesel fuel. So these are also, again, I have collected from other sources, from other journals, and these are heavily cited review papers. So abstract, tell readers what you did and the important findings. this is same thing like original paper. Abstract should be short and concise. That's why the word limit is provided there. So this is a review paper. Normally original paper, it should be 150 to 160 within this range, but since this is the review paper, so word limit should be higher. So to make it short and precise, giving clear indication of what investigation has been described in the manuscript, and precise conclusions to entice the potential readers. It is the summary of the work. So keyword is not that important, but it is important for searching purposes. So if you provide the good keyword, actually it will help the searcher to find your paper, to get your paper. So this keyword also important. Introduction is basically the importance, need for this investigation, why this paper is important, and also the what are the novelties, what research gaps, what review gap has been highlighted with some specific applications. So here also, don't forget to give the proper citation credit to the others in writing, particularly those who are new. So when I was a new researcher, basically these are the things we sometimes did not get proper training. So sometimes we did also mistakes to give the proper credit. So particularly, this is the reason also I'm giving you the briefing, so that you know how to give the proper credit. Otherwise, it might be academic misconduct, plagiarism. So this is very important also to give the proper credit to others whenever you use others' work. So citation is important. Give the due credit to others. So it provides a context to convince the readers that you clearly know why your work is important. Basically, is to address the question of why, need for investigation. The introduction section should contain a brief statement of the need for the investigation, review up-to-date literature. So here again, up-to-date literature is, let's say, for last 5 years. Most of the literature should be latest relevant. Let's say now we are 2020. So let's say from 2015 until 2020, majority of the literature should be within this range. However, you can take maybe few from previous year. That's also allowed. But majority should be from the latest and relevant. Specific objectives also should be there. This section should reflect the content, new contents of the review. Again, I need to highlight what is something new compared to the available literature. Again, this is very important. To, in original paper, we call it novelty. It is also novelty here. We call it the research gap. As you know, publishing in high quality journal is very, very challenging. And one of the most important reason is what is the novelty? What is the research gap? What is the review gap? So there are a number of review papers might be already in the literature. So if it is already similar, so it will be very hard for you to publish in good quality journals. So that's why identifying the novelty research gap is very, very important. So this is one examples I have provided here. This is same thing what I do in my original paper also. Sometimes it is just written there. There is no work. There is limited work. Rather than highlighting in that one liner or one sentence, so I have provided here a very specific way. For example, the authors of the paper cited reference 8 have briefly discussed various solar PV technologies and so on. However, only few technologies were introduced while the main focus of this. So in references, the authors presented an overview of. So these are some of the things done by other researchers, what has been done by other review papers. So compared to other review papers, so what is something new in this review paper that need to be highlighted? So this is basically highlighted here. In reference 9, those are the presented an overview of various methods that can be employed for cooling cells. However, when looking closely, it can be seen that the focus of the paper was only the examining the passive and so on. Unlike the above mentioned review studies, this paper provides a comprehensive review. So this is something differently compared to the reference 8, 9, and so on. So this is clearly identifying the research needs, research gaps. So this will help you to go through the review process, and probably there will be possibilities that it can be published.